Hey guys and girls, what an evening. It is 60 degrees out here. We got maybe, not very long, maybe 15 or 20 minutes at the most before that sun gets below the horizon there. It's not gonna be dark about that. And my goodness, the water's up again. Mr. Beaver's been doing his work, absolutely no doubt about that. He's done his thing again, and I'm gonna have to go do the work on the beaver dam again tomorrow. So I'll put my camo pants on and my rubber boots, and I'll get down there and have about a good hour workout tomorrow. Don't eat the light, Lucy. Do not eat the light. Don't chew on the light. They love to chew on stuff. They like all that because a lot of that stuff is made with peanut oil. That's why they like to lick on things like that. You know, they just do that. They just do that. But it's January 5, and I have yet to catch a fish this year. I've been getting comments, a lot of comments, of Jimmy, I caught my first fish for this new decade, 2020, I caught a fish, I caught a fish. January 5, and I have not made a cast. I caught a few fish down here with my buddy Red Berry. New Year's Eve, I caught some New Year's Eve. We didn't catch many, we actually only caught, well, I caught one, he had two on, both of them got away. The way that Red Berry counts it, he caught two and I caught one. That's the way he counts it. Actually, I caught one, he caught zero. That's what happened. But anyway, let's make a few throws. The sun's about to get over the mountain right there. Down here when you're in the mountains, it gets a lot. I'll pull that spinnerbait out. I'll pull the spinnerbait out. That's what Red had the two on. And I'm gonna pull an American Original deep smoothie. I'm gonna throw this a few times at the bank. A lot of times, even though it's January, the bass will get in on the bank over there chasing shad. So I'm gonna make a few throws over there. I don't know if we catch a fish or not, but we'll try to catch the first bass of the 20s. 2020, the first bass of the new decade. That's what we're gonna try to do. Throw up there in between the bank, and you can get in there in an area where there's no grass up close to the bank, and you come out to an area where there is grass. Make a big long throw up there. This time of the year, the fish are pretty lethargic, so they're not going to really run real hard and get a bait. So I work that deep smoothie, and I work it really, really slow. Pull it slow and try to get a fish to grab it. Got some grass to grab it. Now Red made several casts in toward the bank that spinnerbait and didn't get a bite. And I told him to throw out there in the deep water. It's about 30 foot deep out there. Throw out there in the deep water and let it go down to the bottom, and then kind of slow roll that spinnerbait back, because I caught a couple out here the other day doing that. All in 2019, none yet in 2020. I don't know if I can catch one out here tonight or not. I got some grass. Get out of the grass. Get that grass on that crankbait. A lot of times that's coontail moss, so you get that grass on that crankbait. A lot of times you can give it a pop like that, and it'll get that grass off of there. Just wanting to catch one. This may take a while. We may be out here 30 minutes or so, but whatever it takes. Just out here fishing with my deer, my Labrador. They get bored pretty fast on fishing, and they're out in the boat. You know, they don't have any choice. Milburn hadn't been in the boat really too much at all. He's only really been in the boat a couple times. He really doesn't know what to think of it. Lucy, of course, loves to go in the boat. She does not want you going fishing without her in the boat. Probably need to do a fishing show. Uh-oh, something scared them. Something scared them. I don't know what that scared them there. They took off, something scared them. They heard something or saw something out there in the woods. They decided now they're not scared anymore. They probably just heard Beaver running. They didn't know what it was. They couldn't see her. Now they're going to come back up on the dock. They are very, very cautious. They're wild deer. And so any noise or anything in the woods, what they know, their first plan of escape is always to run. I mean, that's their first deal. You know, they're not going to stand their ground. They're not going to fight. They're not going to hide. The very first thing a white-tailed deer is going to do is run. That's what they do. And both of them just took off running there. And I think all they heard was they heard Beaver up there in the wood, up there in the yard running in the leaves, and they didn't know what it was. And since they didn't know what it was, Their deal was just to escape, just to take off running. And that's what they do. One of the things that I've learned with these two deer is just how keen their senses really are. You know, we know that the deer got a great sense of smell, they got great eyesight, they got incredible hearing, and we know that that's a lot better than ours. We know it's a lot better than the humans. We know it's a lot better than a dog. But being around these two deer, it is just amazing. It's just amazing how incredibly developed their sense of smell, their sense of hearing. It really is. I mean, it's just, and their eyesight, I guess, is just that good. It's kind of hard to tell on the eyesight so much with observation, but the hearing is what's amazing. I mean, that's the thing that's probably amazed me more than anything else. When you make noises in the woods, I promise you, every deer for a mile around hears you. And when they hear a noise that is unusual to them, that scares them. I mean, their first instinct every time is to run. That's exactly what they do. You know, I was over there the other day and putting my boat up on the dock. Oh, there's a fish. The first bass, I jerked it out of the grass. I gave it a hard jerk, like I was telling you a minute ago. This is the first bass of the new decade for Jimmy. That's right, the first bass of the new decade for Jimmy. Pretty nice bass, too. Good way to start the year. Just barely hooked. I mean, he is barely hooked. He might fall off. I'm going to try to lift him over. I got him. I mean, barely hooked. Is that a way to start? Or is that a way to start? I'm telling you. That is the way to start a new decade right there. It's a nice 4-pound bass. Easy 4-pounder. Got my barb smashed down on this crankbait. So it's very easy to get it off. I kind of got to watch when Lucy and Milburn are around. Milburn, what do you think? Milburn hasn't really seen a lot of bass. Lucy's been around a bass. She's not that impressed. Looky there. Beamer, no. What do you think about that, huh? You have to watch the deer or they will bite your line in two. But that's a great way right there to start 2020. That's about a 4-pound bass. A beautiful, beautiful fish. First fish of the year. First bass sugar of the year right there. So that's a great way to get it started. Okay, for all of y'all that's been sending me a note and saying, Jimmy, I just caught my first bass, first fish of 2020. Well, I'm with you now. You know, I was getting those notes and I was thinking, dang, I ain't even made a cast. And we got it just before the sun got over the horizon. You see, it is just about gone. It's right over the top of the mountain right there and just about gone. Okay, I'm going to turn this baby back. That's a great way, Beamer, no. It's a great way to start the year. Caught that bait on an American Original deep smoothie. I don't know, you know, y'all have watched our television shows, you know that this has become, without a doubt, my favorite crankbait. Got the red eyes that I put in all the baits I design, and this is just an incredibly great bait right there. It's the best, smoothest running crankbait. Why they call it a deep smoothie. This is a small one, the best, smoothest running deep crankbait that's made. They got a shallow smoothie and a deep smoothie. This is a deep one. That fish wasn't up there in very, very deep water at all. He's relatively shallow. I only made probably, I didn't count them, but I bet I didn't make over 20, 30 casts before I caught that fish. And it's just and I was in the grass, you know. When you hit grass, you feel that thing hit grass, just give it a hard pop with your rod. And a lot of times you can pop the grass off. Now, sometimes you don't, but if you feel that thing and it's not wiggling, it's not vibrating the way you want it, wind that thing down there. If it's not vibrating the way you want it, it's still got a little bit of grass on it. And it just takes a little tiny piece of grass to mess your crankbait up. So I got in that grass, I popped that grass off, and just as I popped it off, right after that, hey, it's my high dollar shirt. I got that, it's a Christmas present from Aunt Lou. That's right, do not be eating my shirt. I guess I could tuck that part in, nobody would know it'd been eaten by deer. People say, what's wrong with your shirt, Jimmy? You wear it on Sunday, it's holy? Yeah, it's a holy shirt because the deer ate a hole in the back of it. I would like catch fish number 2 of 2020. Yes, I have a fish for the new decade. That is the first of many, I hope. But at least, if I have a heart attack and die tonight, I caught a fish in this decade. You know, my buddy Barry Switzer he talked about before this decade, Haven't talked to Barry yet this week, but Barry used to say we've been fishing together for, I think he said 5 decades, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. So now, the next time we go fishing, which will probably be sometime here pretty soon this spring, the next time we go fishing, Barry Switzer and I will have been fishing together in 6 decades. Now, that's not 60 years, but the first time we went fishing was in the 70s, when Barry was the head football coach here at the University of Oklahoma. Before he ever won 3 national championships, and before he won the Super Bowl coaching the Dallas Cowboys. Golly, wouldn't it be nice to have Barry back coaching the Dallas Cowboys? We'd probably win another Super Bowl. That's probably what we would do. Well, am I going to catch another one? We're going to run out of sunshine. The sun's down right over there now. It's over the mountain. And when that, you know, it's a beautiful day. It got up to 63 degrees today. Unbelievable for January 5. I mean, just unbelievable. But once that sun goes down, it's going to cool off. It's going to get down below freezing tonight. It is still January. But we just have beautiful weather out here. Beautiful weather. Be good weather for cleaning that beaver dam up. I think we're going to trap the beavers. Those of you that know the fiascos we've been having with the beavers, I've had to clean the beaver dam out 3 times where my spillway is, and he just builds it back. He just builds it right back. And so I think we may have to trap the beavers and relocate them. I think the beavers are not going to be able to live in this zip code right here. You're going to have a new zip code that they live in, because this one is just not working out good for me. The other thing that we've got that we might have to try to trap too is we have found that we have a couple of otters. I've been seeing them around the dock here occasionally. It's right at daylight early in the morning. And otters are, pardon me, I've got a little bit of Roland Martin in my reel right here. Get a little of that Roland Martin picked out. Don't you tell him I said that. Do not say that I said that. Roland Martin, by the way, has got a great YouTube channel. Got over 70,000 subscribers on it. It's basically a how-to channel. Roland's channel is one that he's always teaching you how to do things. Roland's the best tournament fisherman of all time, and he's won like 9 Angler of the Year titles. The only person to ever come close to him was my wife Chris, has won 7. And Kevin Van Dam's up there too. Kevin's won, I think, 6 or 7. He's won a lot too. Once all of them got past 2, I quit counting. That's all I won. But Roland is the best tournament fisherman at all time, and his YouTube channel is a great, great learning channel. He is always trying to teach you how to catch fish. Lots of different techniques and things, and let me tell you, he's taught me so much over my lifetime. I fished with him a lot, still fish with him, and he's a tremendously great teacher. Hey, girl. Quit. This is an expensive cert. You eat my shirts up, I can't afford to buy you grapes. I think grapes is their most favorite thing. You know, we get lots of comments about feeding Lucy and Milburn unhealthy stuff, and we know we do that. We give them the same stuff we give our kids and our grandkids, you know, cookies and grapes and Fruit Loops and bread. But they also get alfalfa, which is high dollar food. They get high protein deer food. They get scratch. They get corn. They get carrots. They get potatoes. They get apples. They get lots of the good stuff. There's no doubt about that. And so they're really, really healthy. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, they get some of the bad stuff, like the same stuff we feed our kids and our grandkids. They get some of that too. But plus the fact that they are free-roaming deer. Lucy and Milburn are free-roaming deer. They're not pinned up at all. They eat a lot of the clover in the yard. They love clover. They eat acorns are just absolutely thick this year. They eat so many acorns every day, it's amazing. They graze. They feed a lot at night, just like any other deer. And they lay around and sleep a lot, just like any other deer. You know, when you think about it, a deer's got a pretty good life, with the exception of coyotes and mountain lions and bobcats and automobiles and hunters. Automobiles are about as bad on deers. But these deer, they don't really have too awful much to worry about. And hopefully, they never encounter any of that bad stuff. When they do, it might be a bad deal. guys and girls, get out there and go fishing. Even if you just can fish a little while, even if you get down just like me down here. I've only had about 15 or 20 minutes before dark. Actually managed to catch one fish. Even if I didn't catch a fish, it'd have been a great deal. Even if I didn't catch a fish, it would have been nice. I caught one, and so that was even better. But even if I had not, even had I not, I wouldn't have minded it too awful much, because it's just, what was that one? It's been a really, really good evening to go out here and try to catch a fish. And one was all I got, but one was very, very nice. It's a very good fish. You know, I think I can tell some of my buddies, you know, I've been fishing a little bit this year. I haven't really caught all that many, but my size has been really good. I've probably been averaging a 4-pound average all year. Yeah, I sure have. How many fish did you catch to get that 4-pound average, Jimmy? One? God, I'd like to catch just one more. Surely there's more than one over there. There's not many of them up really, really shallow. Tell you what I want to do. I want to make a little change of technique right here before it gets dark, because it's getting kind of late. I'm going to grab this spinnerbait. Now, Redberry, my buddy, I told him I got a Jimmy Houston Legends model spinnerbait here. My buddy Redberry, when he was down here New Year's Eve, before we went to Kansas, I told Red, I said, just throw that thing out there in the middle, 30 foot deep out there. Hold your rod up and let it drop. Let it drop all the way to the bottom. Now, one of the fish he got hit it while it was falling. Let it drop all the way to the bottom. That's a 1/2 ounce spinnerbait with a round blade on it for vibrations. That's a crawfish color, fire tiger. And pump that bait up and let it fall. Let it fall. Slow roll it back. Slow roll the bait gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. And he actually got a couple like this the other day. I don't know if I can catch a bite like this now, but I'll try her again. It'd be nice if one hit it falling. He got one, the second one that he got on the other day. He lost them both, by the way. Red counts if it just gets a bite. But now he had both of these fish up relatively close to the pier, so he actually had fish on. Red's bad about guide strikes. Ooh, I had a bump right there. I had one hit it, but he didn't eat it. Ooh, he hit it again. It might be crappie. Those are just bump, 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 bump. Just two relatively distinct bumps, but they didn't eat it. Thought maybe that second strike he might have got it, but he didn't. Let's try once more. Not going to bore you with too many of this throwing out there and letting that thing fall like that. Be nice to get one while it was falling, just before it hit the bottom. Usually, when they get it when it's falling like that, they think it's something injured falling down toward the bottom, and they usually grab it pretty good. It's a great way to fish right here at this time of the year. Slow rolling the spinnerbait. I like to get on steep banks when I do it. You really steep banks. Throw that bait out there and let it fall all the way down to the bottom. Pick it up, let it fall. Once you hit a certain point, just slow roll it back to the bank, back to the boat, back to the bank. You can actually cover a big area, and just like right here, you know, I can fish a pretty good area fishing like this. Sometimes you can find a spot out there in deep water where there might be 8 or 10 of them, and you duplicate your cast. So right exactly where you've been throwing and catch several in one spot. There might be one stump, one stick, one rock out there that those fish are around. We've got a lot of everything in this lake right here. One of the things where the fish really like to get in the wintertime, though, is in that grass. Like to get in that grass, down the edge of this grass. They get out in those deep trees right on the edge of channels. where the creek runs through the middle of the lake, there's a lot of undercunts, and they get back up under that, and they're kind of hard to, not only do they not bite a whole lot during the winter time, they're kind of hard to get your bait to where they are a lot of times. Yeah. Kind of hoping to get one on a spinnerbait. Thus far, hasn't happened. Come on, hit that baby falling. As it falls, that blade is turning as it's falling. A lot of bites that way. All the way to the bottom. That fall to your line gets slack. And you're all the way down to the bottom. Need a whack, don't we, Lucy? Need a whack, don't we? Are you Milburn? Look at the white around his eyes. That's what makes him kind of special. See the white around his eyes? Just kind of makes, I don't know, just makes him a little different than most deer. Listen to those greenheads up there talking. We are not going to catch one on a spinnerbait. Made a lot of throws out here. I'm going to walk over and make 1 or 2 throws off the other side of the dock. If we don't catch one there, I'm going to call it an evening. But we have caught a fish in 2020, and that is fantastic. If you have not caught a fish in 2020, if you're living somewhere where you can go fishing, go do it. Even if you can only fish for just a little bit, it's well worth it. My lights are coming on the dock. My pier is real pretty at night. It lights up with blue lights. I've always liked blue lights. It lights up with blue lights, and it's very, very pretty when the nighttime comes. Just really beautiful. All these little lights come on. They're solar lights. They don't burn all night, but they'll burn till, midnight, 1 or 2 o'clock, and then finally they run out of power from the solar. The pier looks real pretty at night.
Hey guys and gals, I hope you enjoyed that. We're out here working hard, doing videos all the time, and we really, really appreciate you watching, more than you can ever know. Be sure to hit that sub button and subscribe to our channel because we need every one of you. Hey, have a lot of fun. Let's go fishing.